And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to Esserin Odetta. Thank you for being the first one in this morning. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers, the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town, long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards. Shout out to the AC people. Shout out to military personnel. Shout out to medical field personnel. Shout out to every single profession. If you're up and out to get it this morning, shout out to you. Manners and respect to you. And big up to those tuning in this morning, and thank you for being here. Here's another beautiful morning. It's Thursday. It's almost the end of the week, and here we are again. All right, we have a lot to talk about this morning. I'm going to go ahead and big up some people real quick, and then we're going to take it from there. See? So, Esserin Odetta, thank you for being the first one in this morning. I appreciate you greatly. Jet Shelley is in the building with us. Good morning, Soulflow up, and the family. Audrey Wright is with us this morning. Crystal G, Main One, Perlis 123. Mr. Article Don, Onika St. John is in the building. Lady J, big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. BM, Gunner Life, what's up? Thanks for being here. Black Goddess Henry is in the building. June O'Brien is here. Shay says good morning and God bless. Blessings, Shay. Thank you for being with us. Vicky Victory is in the building with us this morning. Darlene Walter Riley, Debbie Jervis, Unstoppable Josh is here. Karen Notice says good morning, SoFlo and the family and everyone that's tuning in. Enough blessings to all. Up. Donna Davis is in the building this morning. Rosalind Smichael. Wayne Nathan is here. Rasta Caribbean is in the building with us this morning. Sharon Spence is here this morning. Kaitai Jai Empress. Kaitai Jai Empress, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope all is well with you, my friend. Thank you for being here. And remember, Sewidaya, Virtuous Fire. Little Red Gucci 2 is in the building this morning. Little Red Gucci 2, thank you for being here this morning. Dorothy T, thank you for being here. Audrey Wright says, I'm trying to keep up with all the videos you're dropping this morning. It was a struggle. I'm on it. I'm in my bag this morning. I'm working. Brahmo Wright, big up yourself, my sister. Thank you for being here. Debbie Jervis is here this morning as well. Faye Van Rail is in the building with us this morning as well. Thank you for being here. We got 2 topics this morning. 2. And wherever it stops is where it stops. I got a whole bunch of pasa information right here that we're going to go through. So y'all remember, right? The 2 things we're going to talk about this morning is the YNW MELLY trial. If you're not keeping up with it, then you're just going to have to hang on for the ride. Today is actually the last day of the YNW MELLY trial. Today. And now we're going to talk about what happens on the last day, right? My eyes are burning. I don't know. And these lights. I told me just wake up. Well, I just wake up. I've been up all night. I've been up since 3 a.m. So my eye them feel away. Let me put these on. Block the lights and stuff. Okay. You know, my big glasses this morning. Let's go forward. So we're going to talk about the YNW MELLY trial, who thinks he's guilty, who thinks he's innocent based on all the evidence that was presented. I'm going to tell you what I think as far as who's going to be in trouble after this trial is over, all the information that was released during the trial, and what I think the verdict is going to be. I can even bet on it if I was a betting man, but I'm not a betting man. I hate to lose $1. So, me no bet. But we can just bet, as in, just say bet. That's it. Now we're also going to talk about this Carlee Russell. Carlee, make sure my lip them not get choppy on them something. Big up to my grandmother. My grandmother used to say, when you wake up in the morning, make sure the first thing you do is brush your teeth, wash your face, clean out the food and stuff from out of your mouth, and clean out your nose, because you don't want to go to the road and go talk to people and booger fall out of your nose and matter in your eye and all these things. So I make sure I clean up the face when I come in here in the morning time. I was taught these things from when I was a little toddler. All right. Carlee Russell. You know what? A lot has been coming out concerning this young lady. This is the young lady, for those of you who don't know, who was driving down the highway, her red Mercedes-Benz Making my way downtown, walking fast. You know, she was coming from work and all that. And then she decides to call 911 and she says, "Hi, 911. I see a baby, a toddler walking on the side of the highway." It was a big, busy highway, one of those 8-lane highways that, that have cars flying by at 75 miles per hour at the minimum speed limit type of thing. So a baby was seen by her and her only, not the other hundreds of cars that were passing by. Anyhow, she calls 911. She says that she saw the baby and then she was going to get out of the car to help the baby. She didn't say that, but she did jump out the car. It was caught on surveillance. She jumped out the car and then she was last seen. And then everybody went into a frenzy and then they found her. Well, they didn't find her. She found her yard. She found her home. She found her way back to her house. Yes. Um, you know, there was a lot of speculation because her family went quiet. Her family is like, we're not going to speak to anybody and until we feel that the time is right and we're protecting certain information for the sake of the investigation. And we're protecting our daughter as well. And praise be to Jesus and hallelujah, our daughter is home and all this, right? Well, information information has been released. Now, that says that this whole thing was a hoax. Hey, remember me telling you the other day, I said, man, you know, the pum pum man make man do some crazy things, but I said the body make some woman do some crazy things sometimes too, you know. And this is probably one of those situations. Yes. It's apparent now that law enforcement has revealed what she said to them and what they have found and all that stuff, that this turns out to be a hoax. Yeah, a hoax. A hoax. I'm going to tell you all the information, all the salacious details. We're also going to talk about what this means for women, black women in particular, who are actually being trafficked and pimped and kidnapped and held against their own will, against their will, and all that other stuff, right? We're going to put some sense to the nonsense. I hate to be the one, but I have to talk about how delusional our sisters are. Black women, yeah. How delusional most of you are, a lot of you are. Even when the proof is laid out and they still come for you for pointing out that this makes no damn sense at all, right? You become the villain right away. Yeah, you one of them black men, you don't even care about black women. I bet you if it was a white girl, you'd have been acting like the world was falling apart. Shut up. Just let all the information come out. Nothing that's said so far, you know, you get all that. Nothing that's said so far says that anything is out the way. She was kidnapped. We're glad she's brought back home. Now let's hope they find the people that did it to her and then keep going on and on. You know them do already, right? You can't get a word in, you can't say nothing. You become the villain. Yeah, victory, not a thing no door, but we are gonna get into the whole story. We're starting out there, so since we start out there, let's keep it going. You know, the police revealed that she traveled the length of 6 football fields while she was on the phone with 911. Just right there, in the time that she said, "Hello, 911, yes, this is 911, how may I help you? What's going on?" The car is moving. Remember I said that? Okay, no baby can walk that fast, so they could have never been able to keep up with that car anyways. So how could she get out of the car and go look for a baby right next to her car when she's been driving on the highway at highway speed? Okay, we are not idiot enough. Are we a reason with intelligence enough? Okay, listen. The police said she traveled a length of 6 football field while she was on the phone with 911. This is before she even got off the phone with 911. So I went and did my research and I said, please tell me how big is 6 football fields. Give me the measurements and please give it to me in meters. Because if I say to people, Usain Bolt runs the 100-meter, everybody can relate, have some visual idea of what 100 meters looks like, right? You watch the Olympics, you watch track and field. All right. 6 football fields she traveled. No evidence of any drugs or alcohol in her system. that means she was acting on one accord of somewhat of a sober mind, well, not influenced by drugs. And their latest finding, remember she went to the hospital and all that? Their latest finding also, no drugs and alcohol in her system, and there was no indication that she suffers from any mental health issues at all whatsoever. So she not gone crazy, and she wasn't on drugs or alcohol that you could blame it on. So apparently, what they're saying is she was of sound mind and body when she concocted this concoction, when she mixed up the story and fed it to us. I'm gonna give you the details. The details are funny as hell. They're funny to me. 110 meters is how much a football field length is, by the way. So 110 meters, you can imagine the 100-meter dash times 6, right? Plus 60 meters added to that. That's quite a long ways. 6 football fields length. Okay. When I said to y'all, oh, what tangled web we weave. Yeah, shut up, SoFlo. Please, just stop talking about it and just let the information come out. Ladies, listen. Some of us men, we're actually like logical thinkers. Yeah, and we're actually here for your protection. Yeah, and I'm not saying that we're smarter than you. I'm just saying some of us are born to lead and we take lead, and you just feel us make we lead and top fight on with leadership. And that me I try to say to you, right? They fought us down, man. I was on social media. I was scared to leave a comment. I saw every man that said, this don't look right. This ain't making no sense. They jumped in like in the watch his comment and then go under his comment. His comment will get like 1 thumbs up, and there will be like 99 comments of just women just just going in at him just for saying the thing looks fake. It looks fake. You get accused of being the worst kind ever. You're probably like white women. You probably don't even care about black women. You look like the type that they go in on you, okay? I don't know what it is with our sisters and this need to back each other up in their friggery. Yeah, because that's what they do. They'll be wrong as hell, and all the other women back them up. And then here comes the trend. This is the trending behavior, right? This trending behavior right here goes like this. And I was surprised to see when law enforcement was revealing their information last night. I'm watching this video, right? And then under the comment section of the playback, I'm surprised to see this is what it says from a lot of women. Well, I've seen men do this. Shut up. Shut up. I've seen men do this. Shut up. We're not talking about men and what men have done right now. Address the issue that is right here at hand. We're talking about this girl that told a big ass lie, that made up a story, that had everybody running around in a frenzy, that had all the black women pumping their black fist and saying if it was a white girl, y'all would have gave everything to find her back. Y'all better get on that. Finally, Americans caring about the black women. They're putting out search parties here, there, and everywhere. It's all over the media. They're treating us as if we're important. She violated in a big way. In a big way. And the sisters now that actually really need some help because they're being trafficked and pimped and they're being forced to stay on drugs and alcohol and they are being ass beat. They can't go anywhere. Those sisters are definitely in trouble now. And guess what? Nobody is going to pay them any attention. As soon as they say something, oh, please help me. He's coming. You probably another Carlee Russell. I ain't messing with you. Yeah, and that's how they're going to look at it. Somebody goes in, hey, my daughter is missing. How old is she? 23. Oh, that's a grown-ass girl. She'll be home soon. She's probably at her man's house. You sure that's not where she's at? Or she's probably at somebody else's house. Yeah, get out of the way. Let's take care of something that's serious. That's how they're going to be treated now, right? Like the boy that called Wolf. Remember that story? The boy that called Wolf. And every time the people ran down out the community to try to help him, I was just playing. I was just kidding. And then that time when the wolf actually came, wolf. And nobody came to help him. And the wolves ate up all his sheeps. And there he was, right? Yeah. She should be punished, and I think she is going to be punished. But I said it in a video that I did before. I said she looks like she is from a wealthy community. I wouldn't say, like, I don't know their financial status, but you can pretty much look at people's life and lifestyle in the area they live in if you're even able to afford a house in certain types of communities and types things like that. And I was like, yo, she's like a little Southern belle. You know, she's only 20 something years old, 20 young something years old. She's already accomplished having her bachelor's degree. She still lives at home. She has mommy and daddy at home. She's not from a broken home. They're deeply rooted in the church, kind of like that old good old Southern Baptist family upbringing kind of thing, and everything is intact, or that's what the picture paints on the front kind of thing, right? Anyways, let's get into this. Here goes the info. Bitch, please. He took. No, pardon my language, but I'm reading. Okay. I'm not addressing any of you as a bitch, even though you address yourself as a bitch because you're a bad bitch, and you and your bitches, and you're a boss bitch. And I'm reading. This is the info that came from them. All right, so bitch, please. He told me he told me what you said about me, and you thought I told him to say that. I wasn't even with him. You're delusional AF. As if you think y'all little conversation was anything more than convenience, and the fact that he used you to get back at me out of anger, you want to talk about I don't compare to you up on your worst day? Girl, bye. You're miserable, or at least should be, being a stripper to provide for a child I've heard you had from multiple people. So, not surprised you don't know who your baby daddy is. Mention me or contact my nigga again, and you'll see I'm not the one to play with. You don't want you and your whole family touched. Gangster. Bars. You're poor. I'm rich. You're a stripper. I'm a nurse. You're ugly. I'm beautiful. You should never. You could never. You're the bottom of the barrel. This is one of the messages that she sent shortly before she went into her disappearing act, because she found out that that same guy that came and said she has been fighting for her life for the last 48 hours and she needs all the rest she can get, and we shouldn't say anything and blah blah blah, and we won't release any information until she is mentally and physically okay. Him, yeah. She found out that he was actually carrying on a relationship with a stripper. I'm in love with the stripper. Yep. And this is what she said to the stripper in writing. So we have the writing because it was released to the public. Yes. Now, she's hurt. She's hurt that her man is all up into this stripper who supposedly has a child that she doesn't know who the baby daddy is. And I mean, how could you leave me? I'm from a good family. My family has money. We live in a big old nice house. I've seen the house. We live in a big old nice house in a nice community. I have a bachelor's degree already. I'm going to school for nursing. I'm highly educated. She's just a damn stripper with an illegitimate child, and you cheating on me with her? And she went, okay. Here is her story that she told law enforcement. Now, listen, I got up this morning, I found this information, I took the time to actually watch the video and type the words out myself as they spoke so I can give them to you. So, painstakingly, I did that. Painstakingly, you must listen to this drama. They said that she is sticking to her story, that she was abducted, She said that she was lured into the woods by some people who live in the woods. She described the person with orange hair, a balding on top, who tied her up and drove her around in an 18-wheeler and fed her Cheez-Its for 2 days. And they painted her nails and they kept her on the 150 somewhere, and somehow she managed to get away. She told the police that as she approached the baby she saw on the highway, a man came out of the woods and mumbled, I'm checking on the baby too. Mumbled that he was checking on the baby too. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. That's the scream you heard on the phone. Remember, she was talking to the sister of the boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, and she heard the ah, right, and she reported it and said that's the last thing she heard, right, because the phone had lost contact with her, but she could still hear what was going on in the background. So matching her story, the man picked her up and she screamed. He stated that She stated that he then made her go over a fence. She claims that he then forced her into a car. And the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. He picked you up, he forced you over the fence, he put you in a car, and the next thing you remember is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. What happened from here to there? Did he knock you over your head? Did you go unconscious? Was you know? So here goes the story. And by the way, when you're in the inside of an 18-wheeler, in the trailer of an 18-wheeler, you probably don't know that it's an 18-wheeler. Anyhow, she's in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. Especially since she didn't remember what happened between getting put in a car and ending up in the back of a 18-wheeler, right? It's not like I can tell you it's an 18-wheeler because I saw it when they were putting me in it. So she said that the man was with a female, but she never saw the female. She only heard her voice. She also said she could hear the baby crying. She was able to escape the 18-wheeler on foot, but was recaptured. And again, she was put in a car. She said she was then blindfolded, but she was not tied up because the kidnappers said that they did not want to leave any impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her somewhere and gave her time to rest. Oi, uh, I'm addicted to this thing right here. Let's continue. What next? Them take her to Denny's. LOL. Watch. Detectives continued analyzing data from her cell phone, and they also enlisted the Secret Service to help. The Secret Service, listen, it's a lot of females that go missing, and Secret Service ain't looking for you because Secret Service too busy doing Secret Service work and all other kinds of stuff. They just don't have the time and the resources to be chasing every single person that's missing. So for you to get the Secret Service involved in you going missing for just 48 hours, 2 days, and you're an adult, I'm willing to bet that the Secret Service might never ever try to help again. But anyhow, detectives continue analyzing data from her cell phone, and they enlisted the Secret Service to help them. This way you know you're in trouble at, right? Including several internet searches and social media sites, which showed this is what listen what the internet showed that she was doing, which showed she was searching for certain things, right? If you have to pay for an Amber Alert, July 11th, She searched if you have to pay for do you have to pay for a Amber Alert? Y'all know what an Amber Alert is. Child goes missing. The state releases an Amber Alert. Everybody phone goes off. Right. Do you have to pay for one of those? I don't know if she wanted an Amber Alert put out on her, or if she wanted, or if she was worried that if she does this fake thing, that the Amber Alert, she would be charged for it. I could go either way. I don't know. But one of the searches was, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? This was July 11th. This is 2 days before she went missing. July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the search term, how to take money from a register without being caught, was searched. How to take money from a register without being caught. This is the day of her disappearance at 1:03 a.m. Remember, she went missing 11 something, right? So was it 11 something, 10 something, sometime around there, or 9, I don't remember. It was in the evening time on the highway. She was on her way home from work. It was reasonable hours. So 1 something, a search being done on how to take money from a register without being caught. It's kind of weird. On July 13th, same day at 2:13 a.m., day of her disappearance, after searching how to take money from a register without being caught, there was also another search. Birmingham bus station was searched. Birmingham bus station. On July 13th at 2:35 a.m., same day of her being missing, she searched bus ticket for a one-way trip from Birmingham to Nashville, with the departure date being July 13th, the same day she went missing. On July 13th, the same day, she she went missing, chopping gone wrong. The same day she went missing on July 13th. There's more. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m. This is shortly after. A search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was searched. Then there were 2 more searches later discovered at Carlee's place of employment on the computer there about Amber Alerts. One of those search was the maximum age for a Amber Alert. The maximum. So she's trying to figure out, right? This sounds like she's trying to figure out, okay, are they going to put out an Amber Alert on me if I go missing? Am I too old for an Amber Alert? Well, guess what, Carlee? They have a Silver Alert, okay? That's for senior citizens who have gone missing too. So I'm sure they were going to put something out on you. Good. Maximum age for Amber Alert. There were also other searches on Carlee's phone that appears to shed some light on her mindset. This is what the law enforcement officials said. Her mindset. Remember, they already said there's no indication that she suffers from any kind of mental illness. So her mindset, meaning what she was thinking at the time and what she was planning to do, right? He went on to say that the maximum there were other searches on her phone that revealed some light into her mindset, but out of respect for her, and then the video cut right there. Out of respect for her, click, the video cuts. I don't know if they were going to say out of respect for her family or out of respect for her privacy or out of respect for whatever. The video cuts right there. This information was released in a press conference actually by law enforcement. The video is out now. Y'all can go look it up. Just Google law enforcement Carlee Russell update, law enforcement press conference. You'll probably see the video. Word is that 50 people had already been fired from Hoover. Hoover is the town that she's from, right? 50 people had lost their jobs for leaking information as to what was actually going on with the case. So the officials were actually trying to keep it. This is allegedly. The officials there were trying to keep it on the wraps. But people at work inside were like, man, this whole fake. Listen, I'm putting this stuff out there, and they released little pieces of info and lost their jobs. Hoover, the officials from her city, Hoover, they were able to obtain video footages from multiple door cams and cameras throughout her neighborhood. Watch this. Remember I said this? I said it's 2023. If you that's just how my neighborhood is. If you walk through this neighborhood, but if you complete one block length in my neighborhood, you're probably on about 20 cameras. That's just how it is, right? Everybody has a camera. It's 2023. Cameras aren't that expensive to get anymore. Everybody is investing in a camera. By the way, there's a show on YouTube that's called Door Cam footage or Door Cams. After I watched that, I started sleeping with my gun like right next to me. It used to be like somewhere close by. Now it's like right next to me. Y'all got to watch that. And I'm not trying to spook you out either. It would just raise your awareness as to how easily someone can get into your house. And it also raises your awareness as to what might be going on right outside your door while you're snoring, right? Anyways, back to this. Word is that 50 people from that city have already lost their jobs for leaking what was actually going on with the case, and Hoover was able to maintain or to obtain camera footage from multiple door cams and cameras throughout her neighborhood. And this is what it shows. It shows her casually walking through her neighborhood until she got closer to her house. And then she started running and flailing her arms all over the place and acting crazy, all the way up to her door. Then she went to the hospital. There's alleged information out there as well that she got caught stealing from her workplace that same day that she disappeared. I don't know how true that is because that's not what the law enforcement officials said. This all kinds of information being leaked and people being fired and all this other stuff. Okay. She got caught stealing from her workplace that day, allegedly. No one, nobody come sue me. Failed out of nursing school. Remember, she's telling the girl that I'm a nurse, you're a stripper, you're ugly, I'm pretty. This is like some kindergarten stuff. That's like some little kids on the playground, right? Your mama ugly. My mama look better than your mama. Your daddy ugly. He got a mole right here. My daddy don't have no moles. You, you know. Well, anyhow, it says that she failed out of nursing school and that she has been using drugs. Now, I don't know how true that is because I saw the article where the police report says there was no evidence of drug or alcohol in her system. So whoever is saying she failed out of nursing school and she has been using drugs, we'll take that with a grain of salt and we'll just say allegedly, right? Her friend was behind her this whole time. And the police knew that she was all right all along. Why? Because she unblocked her ex while she was quote unquote abducted. You know, when you get into an argument with your significant other, you're like a spousey, and your spousey is like you're blocked on Instagram, you're blocked on Twitter, you're blocked on YouTube, you're blocked on Facebook, you're blocked on, and then they block you on everything. Yeah. she well, at the time when she was supposed to be have disappeared and in the hands of abductors, kidnappers, she was on there saying, I'm on blocking him, I'm unblocking him, I'm unblocking him. And she she unblocked him. Not only did she unblock him, she was doing all these searches while she was supposed to be missing, right? Oh, man. So that's the story. So all this was about her ex-man, boyfriend, man. Well, I don't know what his position is in her life. Is you her man or you her ex-man? Because he came in like Superman with his cape on, flapping, right? He was like, "Oh, I'm here to save the day. Leave her alone. Leave Carlee alone. We will not speak to the public until my woman has her stuff together mentally, physically, on all the other alleys. She needs this time. She has been literally fighting for her life for the last 48 hours. And she hasn't said anything about her kidnappers." And we said, whoa, that means she said something to him about kidnappers. She probably was kidnapped. Bruh, I think he knew from the beginning. Come on. When he was being unblocked, he was probably out there sending messages. You know how you try to text even though you know they blocked your ass? You're like, babe, just answer the phone. Answer the phone. Can you please answer the phone text message? And it goes to bam. It's like, damn, that motherfucker still got me blocked. Babe, stop playing. Answer the phone. Shakira, answer the phone. Yeah. And she finally you get bling. Ooh, she unblocked me on Instagram. Yep. Okay, we about to go FaceTime. No, I don't want to FaceTime with you. What are you texting me for, Jarrell? Yes. Are you okay? No, my kidnapper is giving me a break to use my phone to communicate with you. What do you think? This is all about you! Exclamation, broken heart emoji, middle finger, 2 thumbs up, crying face, send. She she was busy over the weekend or over the couple of days, and he knew. He had to have known. He had to have known. You know me love you, girl. Unblock me love. Andre, Andre, right, baby. You know I love you, man. Unblock me, jeez. This is so unnecessary. Why are we doing this? Can we just talk? Can we talk for a minute? Oi. This killed me. This killed me. The thing about this that really, really kills me though is how women went hard on us men for simply saying, this don't make no sense. This looks wrong. The camera, it happened in front of the camera. And y'all still went with the story. This is how bad it is in our society today. Women will back women BS all day. Even when it's on camera, a man did it. Or a man caused it. Or right now, she ain't getting no blame. Right now, them women are blaming him. You got your good girl. She faithful to you. She's from a decent family. Look at what you went and cheated with. Of course, it messed up her mind. She's given herself to you. She probably gave her virginity to you. Now her heart's broken. Yeah, a man did it. He is to be blamed. You can't really tell how a woman's gonna act when her heart's broken and her mind is in turmoil. Watch and see if they don't turn this all the way around on him. He better go hide somewhere because all the females are coming for him. All the sisters are coming for you. Okay, you better be hiding. This was your fault. She ain't gonna take no responsibility for this. She is not taking 1 ounce of accountability for this. He made me do it. He made me do it. He made me concoct a story about this big old bald-headed man that had orange hair on the sides that lifted me over a fence and took me into the woods and kept me with a woman for a couple of days, and they painted my nails and fed me hot Cheetos or Cheez-Its for 2 days. And yo, and when were you let go? At what point did they let you go? They just randomly up and let me go. No, I escaped. I managed to escape the second time, and this time I made it home. If she escaped a kidnapping and she was coming home, she would have been running all the way to her home. No matter how tired you are, that adrenaline will push you. Or she would have ran to the nearest help that she could get. Remember I said that? Run into a 7-Eleven, run into a whatever is open, any kind of gas station, corner store, neighbor's house, somebody's door. I'm running up on their door, beating it. Well, you can't really do that these days. You beat on these people's door and they shoot you through the door. So, but there will be no accountability. I promise you, there will be none. And to her mama, mama said, we are not going to be bullied into giving any more information than we already have. You're not going to bully us. We stand firm. My daughter just went through hell of an ordeal. She needs time to clear her mind, get herself together, leave us alone, respect our privacy. You know, I said to myself, this is the first time in damnation I ever seen a person get kidnapped and escape from the kidnapper and then is forced to withhold information. Usually, when somebody is kidnapped and they escape from a kidnapper, they're working with a composite sketch artist who is, okay, so tell me a bit more about what you remember about his face or anything. Boom. And they come up with a picture. Then they go put it on the internet and put it on the news and say, we're looking for a man that's about 5'5", 5'7", has bushy hair. His hair is a weird orange kind of color, balding in the middle. He's last seen da-da-da-da-da. He was wearing this, that, and the other. This is what he probably looks like, you know, and then at the bottom of the screen, it would say, this is a composite sketch derived from description from the victim, kidnapped victim or whatever. And none of that was happening. I had never seen somebody escape from being kidnapped and then are forced to be quiet while they work out the details in the investigation. Listen to me. For future reference, this is the kind of investigation that they want all the information up front as soon as possible, and they want it all out to the public as soon as possible. And we were trying to tell you all that. And you over there beating us. Stop talking about the girl. Leave it, man. Talk about something else. She's in danger. She wasn't. Then she got found. See? She was kidnapped. Carrie Ann Jones says, listen, Miss Sheam. She and my family. Because fun and joke aside, this not look good for the next missing young lady. Absolutely. That's exactly my point. Vicky Victor says, lock her up for the baby. Where the damn baby? And you know what? This is women again on social media. Okay, so now everybody is caught up in her story. Where are all the child protective service people, and where are all the people that are concerned about the baby? Where's the baby? How come they're not out looking for the baby? Stop it. Stop. Didn't you hear that the story was made up? You want us to still go look for a baby? Or you're just going to disregard everything that she just said and just happened to her? Oh my God. I put a video up on my other channel this morning, but I might as well discuss it with you. To find her, $68,300 and something was donated in that quick. And I know some of my Jamaican people are like, look, from when me set up my little GoFundMe and I beg her money for go start up a little chicken coop business and thing and all. No. Me one Jamaican people can put $50 in there. This girl go missing and in less than 24 hours, $60-something thousand was put into that account. So now the question is, who's going to get that money? What is the city going to do with the $60-something thousand, $68,000 that was donated to help to find a person that wasn't missing? I read one place where it says officials at the local missing person something where the money was donated. They said that the money was going to be going back to each individual that donated the money. Newsflash, follow up a couple of hours later, it says that the money will not be going back to anybody because there is no charge from the police that says the money must be returned. So who's getting that $68,000? That's a nice piece of money right there. Who's going to get that? Boy, I'm sipping some fever grass and soursop leaf tea with lemon this morning. I have like a cane sugar in there, so it tastes real good, you know? Anyhow, the state's going to get the money, so they just came up 68 G's. As far as her, what I think should happen to her, I definitely think that she should pay for this. I definitely think she should pay for this. You know, people are still scared to say she lied. People are still scared to say anything because we live in that kind of world now. Somebody sues you for defamation of character and say this, that, and the other, and you running around trying to find a lawyer to defend you when all you were doing, I mean, I thought about myself, and all you were doing was just repeating what was said by law enforcement officials on the news. Anyhow, just the headache of having to go through it alone, make people scared to speak on their platforms and whatnot. But I definitely feel like if this is the case and this is what it is, then she should have to pay. Nobody should go around feeling like it's okay to do this. I was watching something yesterday. It's a judge that does paternity tests, and the men still keep coming in there and having to hear, you are not the father, right? I think this judge probably picked up from where Jerry Springer, was it Jerry, not Jerry Springer, Maury, from where Maury left off. You are not the father. These men are in court crying, you are not the father. This guy came up yesterday. The judge said to him, Mr. So-and-so, you spent 5 years in prison over child support payments, correct? I'm like, where do they do that at? If you put me in prison for 5 years, how am I supposed to pay child support? Right? So anyhow, just like how they used to take away your driver's license if you were in arrears, back payment for child support. Now the first thing I'm thinking logically, that man drives to work, or that man drives for a living. They just took away his driver's license. So how is he going to pay child support now? He can't even work. Anyhow, the man came in. She said, "Yeah, the last 5 years you've been in prison for child support." I guess he's been going back and forth to prison because every time they come pick him up after they give him some time and he does the time and he gets back out and he doesn't pay again and he does the time. Okay. The man said all along, she know that child ain't mine. She know that child is not mine. The judge says, sir, you're absolutely right. The DNA test says you are not the father. This woman is like, oh, you know the courtroom setup, right? And she's behind her podium, he's behind his podium. I would have picked up my podium and fling it over there, and then would have to send me go to jail now or prison now for real. Cause me that do a real assault on camera. She's standing there, she look at him, right? The man busts out crying, hold his head down. He's like, my last 5 years of my life has been hell. Right after the judge says you're not the father, this woman said, oh, I know who the father is. I still talk to him all the time. Oh, I know who the father is. I still talk to him all the time. The young man is sitting in the back of the court and the camera goes to him because it's his paternity. And he's just sitting there looking like, this is disgusting. My mama disgusting. This poor man. Wicked. So I say that to say, women don't normally take accountability nowadays. And I don't know what. I seen a lady in Walmart, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I'm coming through, scanning my stuff. It was an older lady. And she said she was on the phone with somebody. Her phone rang. She picked it up and she was like, I'm sorry, George. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. You know I didn't mean to do it. I apologize. Listen, she said, I apologize. And I'll make sure that I'll do my best to make sure I never do it again and never happens again. I'm sorry. And she kept saying that. And it was so unusual for me to hear a woman say, I'm sorry. And I'll make sure that I never do it again. Just that. You know I didn't mean to do it. I'm sorry. I'm like, damn. Woman, if you weren't so old, because where do you hear that at now? So y'all got to fix up, man. Women, Please fix up. It's okay to say I was wrong. It's okay to say I'm sorry. It's okay to say I made that up. It's okay to say I was lying. You caught me. It's okay. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. It's okay. It's okay to say, just admit that you were wrong in anything. See, Ella A no woman alone. A beer woman example me again, no woman alone. Men are forced to say they're wrong even when they're not wrong. So let's not even go there. For peace sake alone, we are say we're wrong. Just for have some little peace, we are say we're wrong. You take the wrong all the time. All them man here go prison 5 years for picking away enough for them. The woman stand up right next to you laughing while you crying because you just found out the results and all that. Come on, man. And that's what they do. Just like how LA just said, I'm a woman alone. It's the same kind of comments that are under this girl, Carlee Russell thing. Well, I've seen where men make up way worse stories than these. Like, shut up. We're not talking about what men did that were worse. We here talking about this that we're all just finding out about. She lied. She made it up. There was no man with no big old bald head, that orange hair on the side that had her in the back of a trailer, that painted her nails and kept her for the weekend or a couple of days and had a woman with him and baby walking down the highway. We're talking about that concoction. Just say, damn, that was wrong. There's no need to say, damn, that was wrong. But I heard men make up bigger stories than that before. Just own that as you're wrong and just keep moving. Just say, I'm wrong. End of story. Now, when we catch a story with a man that's doing something and I'm exposing him and I'm saying, brothers, come on, man, y'all got to do better than this because y'all out here tripping this, and the other. Then you can jump in and say, yes, that's what them do all the time. Let me tell you a story about one that I know that did this. That's when you come in with that. Not wait for every time a woman does something wrong for you to say, well, men do worse than that. Men do that too. It ain't only women. It's a woman we are dealing with right now. See? And the fact that y'all backed this girl and her lies for so long. If it was a bunch of y'all that came out from day one and said, this don't make no damn sense. Sister girl, we really want to ride with you, but your story is not adding up. Come on, tell us what happened so we can get to the bottom of this because you're in danger means we're in danger too. This person might still be out here somewhere getting ready to snatch another one of us, etc., etc. But no, y'all wasn't even concerned about all that. Just don't say anything to her. Don't say anything about her. She's not lying. You'll see. Ooh, y'all make me sick. You disgusting. Just stop talking about it. Big old lie. And now, well, I've seen where men did worse than this before. It's a trip. It's a trip, but big up to y'all same way, man. Love y'all, and I guess apparently we can't do without you. Can't live with you, can't live without you. That's what they used to say, right? Hold on there. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SoFlo.
Morning, family. How you doing?
I think they should lock her up and fine her. I am not taking up for her, SoFlo. I'm not one of the women out there talking about this, that, blah, blah, blah. She's a little liar. I'm more sorry for the father. I watched an interview, right? Mm-hmm. When the mother was talking, but when she came back, she smelled so, I couldn't even hug her and all of that. The father was just sitting there looking like the mother all a gun and forcing and say, better come with me, you know. I feel spawn.
Yeah,
you understand me? He was just there mostly nodding.
You don't have a choice.
You understand me?
Yeah. Oh, God.
And for me, if she do this at this age, from she look a kid or from a teenager or whatever she like.
Yeah.
Because me have kids, you know what I do? So for me not telling her, do me that shame, and I say yes. Long time she lying.
Yeah, tell Pala.
I go on the internet, yes, I would have tell. But me,
oh, man.
Me up there, put on a shit, and make a video or tell.
Mm-hmm. And tell what one.
She lying from she was little.
And take little shame. And take little shame out the family icon. Right now we know everybody believe that the whole family was in on this now. You know?
Yeah. I mean, somebody have to take some responsibility. Even the mother, don't go out there and go like you want sugarcoat him. We're not idiot.
Right. Right.
You understand me? People feel, you see, this is why these people, the kids, them, is like the mother them and people cover for them and them get up and do anything with them want. And me and one of them mother them, me, I put you out there. You're a liar, you embarrass me, you're an embarrassment to the family. People, we don't agree with this. We try to help her as much as we can, but whatever she gets, she take it. God knows so far some mistake.
Yeah.
I said the thing, God. That my card for say.
All right. Big up yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's refreshing. That's refreshing to hear a woman actually say that. Listen, yeah, what she said about the father though, you see what I say about the man? Because the man don't know already. If him ever open his mouth and say anything different, his wife already told him behind the scene. And this is when you have a woman that rule the roost, right? And you ain't really the man. You coming with me. And we're going to stand together and I'm going to speak. You just don't say anything. I got this. But that's our baby. And we're going to protect our family name. And we're going to protect her as well. He probably round there rumbling under his breath. The girl is a little liar, you know. Tisha, I don't know why y'all draw me in front of camera doing all this. Right? No pum pum. Whole stop get clean. All kind of punishment. You get silent treatment. Everything after that, you just have to go with the picture and go with the flow because she said that's how it's going to go. Hey man, I agree. Find her, give her some jail time. I not say take away her life or nothing like that. I'm not saying years in prison or anything like that. She's pretty young and she got a parts of her life is on track, right? She seems like an intelligent young lady and parts of her life is on track. But for that, what she did, they can't just make her walk away and just feel like it's okay to do something like that. Other people are watching and other people might feel like it's okay to do that too. You know what I mean? Fake nurse that. Well, Miss are at nursing school and in her nursing uniform and all these things. The school that she goes to, the nursing program, wears a certain particular uniform and all that. So she actually really is in school, it seems, and all that. She just hasn't graduated yet. But she never said that she did, except for when she was arguing with the stripper. She said, "You're a stripper, I'm a nurse." And she wasn't. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SoFlo. How you doing?
I'm good, family. How you doing this morning?
Good.
Yeah,
I'm keeping up with the one piece of story going on with this girl.
With this young lady.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
I mean, this girl had me losing sleep, crying, praying, thinking, "Oh my God, they probably have the young woman reach Germany now." You know how human trafficking goes to sex trafficking?
Yes.
They get the people them out the country.
Even I said it. I said she's probably somewhere in Mexico. They're removing her internal organs right now. I said it. Yeah. So this everybody was concerned.
Thing. And I even said, you know what? Me and the night driving finish. Because it just instills fear. No, as I heard somebody saying yesterday, "Oh no, you know they don't require us to give us no explanation." No, everybody in this country deserves an explanation.
Thank you.
Because everybody was crying, praying in fear for themselves, fear for them kids, donating money, the whole country.
Thank you.
And you're not a child, you are a grown woman. Exactly. And there's no personality disorder because you researched how to do the thing before you did the thing.
Exactly.
And I still see again, yes, I was surprised too. We still see particularly a black woman defending this. I'm like, no, we could not be this delusional.
Still defending it. Still defending her. It. Yeah.
But you know what I realized? The female ego is bigger than the male ego. And I never realized that.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
It's a monster.
To hear a woman say this, talk about it. I absolutely. Because, you know, if I say it as a man, right, it's a big issue. But I could jump in and say, yeah, that's been my experience. The female will quick to tell you about your little ego and your ego is this big. But a woman's ego is something else. And I've learned that. I've learned that.
What people don't realize, America is still an experiment. Most of the world is still very conservative. Even in Jamaica, they're just talking about marital rape can be punished.
I actually just saw that too, and I was supposed to cover that. Yeah.
The rest of the world's very conservative. And people look at the Lego, the Lego America, and they look at their society and they determine who and what kind of rights they're going to allow. When we have a society where women can do things like this, the thing with the child support situation, then you have the Suki Hana talking, I don't know if you saw her in London talking about she's scratching our crotches and she's gonna yam some man behind, and all that nastiness and all the slackness that goes on in this society. You hurt other women abroad because their societies will make sure to put down the lock and chain and not allow them to have some of the freedoms that you have, because they see, okay, there's an example of what the freedom they look like and how the women then turn out when they have it. The same thing with the LGBT thing. All this time, nobody did business with these people. Then them start on a whole nother level. You have Uganda saying death penalty. You have Nigeria coming up with laws. You hurt the same women you claim to love. You hurt other women. And you make us as a group look like we're not credible. Not only just her situation, just period. I mean, I used to hear, oh, girl power. I'm like, oh, yeah, girl empowerment. Oh, yeah. But now I see the so-called girl empowerment and I'm very ashamed. Because it make us look like, you know what? Go in the passenger seat because you don't belong in a driver's seat. You don't have no sense. That's how it make us look.
Talk about it,
It's embarrassing.
Talk about it.
Okay? Because we said we're intelligent. We said we can lead. And just because you're a woman, our brain is the same. We don't make it look like our brain is the same. It's very shameful. The behavior is out of control. Absolutely. Period, where women are concerned. Absolutely. And we have to get back in control because at the end of the day, we birth the kids and we raise the kids. And if we are a monster, the pitney them not have no chance. So it has to stop. Come to some common sense, some look of decorum about yourself. Think before you do things. Take accountability and stop. Just give excuses for other women. She's not a child. One minute you say, oh, I'm a woman, I can do anything. Next, oh, well, she was manipulated. Which one is it? Pick a side and stick with it. So we can seem like we're credible people and people can take us seriously when we walk in the room.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So that's it.
I can't even say anything else behind all that. Facts.
I'm just saying, man, it's just like, come on. It just made me feel like, dang, like,
Yeah. Absolutely. And and all the stuff you just said, there's a lot of women right now that hear this from you and they're like, preach, sister, are you talking the truth? But make me as a man open my mouth and say half of what you just said. Oh, change the subject. You always up here talking about women. So you see, it has to come from y'all, to y'all. That's the only way, because most women who have that kind of mindset, they don't want to hear it from any man, period. Not from God himself, not from me, not from her husband, not from past men she's been with, from no male, period. It has to come from another woman. Now, if you have all these other women enabling each other and then agreeing with everything each other does, even when they're dirt wrong, it'll never come from that other woman. It'll just continue that cycle of what we see before us.
It's out of control, man.
Yeah, it's
out of control.
Absolutely.
It's a turn off. As a woman, I'm turned off. It's out of control.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Big up yourself and thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Y'all know y'all been missing that voice for a while. She always talks sense when she called and put things into perspective. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All that she just said is what I was thinking to say, but I have to massage the thing and try to figure the right way to say it because I get cussed out. I have women. I'll be here trying to help women, and at the end of me speaking, I go in my comment section and see women cussing me. Why you always blaming the victim? I'm like, when did I blame the victim? Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SoFlo.
Good morning, family. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Good morning to everyone.
You have us on speaker, Bluetooth, anything like that?
Not on speaker, but my computers are up. Maybe let me give a little distance.
Okay, because you don't sound too clear. You sound very muffled. Yeah, I want what you say to be heard.
All right, let me separate myself and go in another room. Just following up on what the previous caller was saying. this young lady needs to go to jail. No less than 5 years.
Jeez.
She has put every black woman's life in jeopardy because now nobody's gonna believe when we need help,
right,
or we are in danger.
Right.
She set a dangerous precedent with this lie, and stupid lie at that. So even the 5 years would be 5 years for stupidity, 5 years for the lying, and 5 years for the danger she put the rest of the black people population in. This makes me sick to my stomach. Can't believe somebody that stupid.
You see you see what I have written down here? What this means now for black women who are actually being trafficked and pimped and kidnapped and held against their will. Right there.
Exactly.
See that? This is planned to speak about before we even start the morning. Right.
No trial, no nothing. Just put her ass in jail.
I appreciate your input.
All right, that's a lot of passion. Let me get back to work.
All right, you have a good one.
In the family, I'm out.
All right, thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Yeah. So yes, man, that is where it's at, right? It's all funny. It's fun and games. I ain't lying. I was laughing the whole time, especially when I got the first message of what she said to the stripper girl. I was laughing just in how it was written and all that. But at the end of all that jokey stuff, let's put some sense to the nonsense. You know what I mean? Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was able to try to come in and wonder if these people believe what they write.
What do you
because
mean?
I say that to say, it's like they see and they know, because all of this was coming out long before it really come out. If you sit and think after they released that video of the highway, and people still want to tell, oh, it's a black woman, why you don't believe her?
Right. That's where it started, from the beginning. But it's from the beginning we started saying that this don't make no sense, and we started pointing to certain things. Remember, I spent a whole morning here, couple of minutes, clowning this whole situation. Remember? Because we were laughing. Some of us in the comment section was saying she got in a man yard. Some of us were saying probably she buck up in somebody else, some out of town guy, and she didn't know how to say it to the guy she went now. And we were already speculating very differently from what the narrative was that was being put out. But we were getting a beat down for it. What we were trying to say is, this is fake. This is made up. This is obviously a lie, and you can see it, but they didn't want us to see it. They wanted to stay with the whole story that and I understand that, it could have turned out differently, but no, I could see it from the beginning, and so could a lot of us.
Another thing that made me really mad? Right now, you don't know when something is mental health issue or what, because everything they fall back is mental health. And mental health makes you search all them topics. You did your research. Mental health don't put you to research. You got it.
Right. Some people just are like that, right? And nowadays it's the quick go-to. The quick go-to.
That's what I'm saying. Everything you go, that's where you go to. Yeah. And I don't think this girl behavior the first time. I think it's learned this behavior. She been, as the caller said before, she been alive.
Right.
And I don't know, I'm saying I think the mother is just a upholder.
Right, an enabler.
Yes.
Right.
And but that's my thing. And one last thing. We women don't realize how we are destroying ourselves.
because we take it up in this way where nobody can talk about it. Nobody can say nothing about it.
Nobody can
and
correct
I
you.
was getting locked up in Dubai. Because we have no behavior.
Right. Absolutely.
And then we think it's right when it's no behavior. Going into the airport doing crazy stuff. Falling right in how they stereotype us. We have no behavior and we fall for it. But that's just my thought.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thought. It's very valid. I appreciate you, family. Have a wonderful day, all right?
You too.
All right. All right. I think we're done enough of that. We were supposed to go into 2 topics this morning. Allow me the last few minutes to go into the YNW MELLY topic. It's okay to use just a few minutes because at 10 a.m. today, the closing arguments begin in the YNW MELLY case. Now, if you've never followed the case, now is a good time to jump in because in closing argument, the whole case is summarized both by the defense and by the prosecution. Closing argument is where the defense and prosecution goes before the jury and say, remember this? Remember, we showed you how the gun was fired. Remember, we showed you what position he was sitting at in the car. Remember, we showed you proof that this was not a drive-by shooting. It was staged. Remember, we showed you A, B, C, D, E. Remember the text messages. Remember the one that said, I did it. Shh. Remember this, that, and the other. And then the prosecution will come in and say their piece. And then, each person says, please find him guilty and get justice for the victims. And the other one is going to say, whatever you find, you will not find. They have no gun. They could not place a gun in his hand. They barely know if he was in the car. They brought up a witness last minute to say that he switched out of that car and went into the red car, and the red car went home. So he was with them. They created an alibi for him at the last minute. The jury is not stupid. If this person knew this from years ago, he would not have been locked up for that long. The kid been locked up for about 4 years, going on 5 years now, waiting on his trial to happen. So if this person who just testified at trial was around back then, like he said he was, because it's your friend since 6th grade, to say he wasn't, y'all can't lock him up. He wasn't there. He was definitely with us. He would have never been locked up, right? But to see his attorneys bring this in at the last minute tells me they had nothing else to save him. So somebody said to this dude, yo, listen, you are the only person that can save him. This is a double murder trial with the death penalty on the table. And he's only 23, 24, something like that. You're the only person that can save him. And if he wins this murder case, he is going to instantly be a mega star because he was already making waves before he got locked up. His music got even bigger while he was behind bars. A lot of celebrities have been saying free Melly, and looks like they're waiting in line to work with him should he beat this case. So if he beats the case, he's instantly going to be into the money. He's instantly going to be at the heights of fame. I'm talking about with people like Kanye West and these people. Him and Kanye West actually recorded music together and that kind of stuff. So, they came in with this last minute, save him, create an alibi for him. We will see. I'm going to be watching live. It's on Law and Crime Network. Go to YouTube, go to Law and Crime Network, 10 o'clock. The closing arguments begin. It is the last day of his trial, and then the jury will be instructed by the judge on how to come back or how to find their verdict, and then the jury will be sequestered. Sequestered meaning the jury is going to go on lockdown. The jury won't be able to, the jury members will not be able to, oh, I'm going downstairs to get some Chinese food. Do you want something? Do you want something? I'm going to Pizza Hut. You want something? They will not be able to come out of that suite that they're going to lock them in. Their food will have to be brought into them, room delivery. They will not be able to go anywhere except for stay in each other's faces and go over the details of everything they have heard in this courtroom so far and come up with a decision as to what the verdict should be. We could very well have a verdict by tomorrow morning, Friday. Anyhow, them jurors go in there and say, listen, he a little black boy with tattoos all over his face. I seen the evidence, man. He did it. Listen, back out in 2 hours. Yep, Your Honor, we found... Man, I got a weekend trip planned with my husband and my kids. I'm not trying to miss this. We're supposed to be in Cancun this weekend. Our flight leaves. I got to cancel it for this. I'm not doing that. We leaving. Listen, let's get this in. So we could very well have a verdict by, depending on when they finish today, or we could definitely have a verdict by tomorrow morning. If we don't, there's no court on Saturday. There's no court on Sunday. It will come back on Monday morning. So the jury will all be deliberating over the entire weekend, and Monday morning or Monday when it goes back live, the verdict will be read. Or it could still be in deliberation. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I've seen juries take a long time, like almost a week, to come up with a verdict. So we'll see how that goes. Karen Notice says, yes, you choose what you want and then it's delivered to you. Absolutely. So keep attention to the YNW Melly case. I'm making my prediction right now. Remember, I said this. He is going to be found guilty. He's going to be found guilty because that prosecution, that lady, she smoothly did what she had to do. A lot of people was beating her, talking about how she was unprofessional. This whole it's a lot of kids on there, and they styled her in many different disrespectful ways. This whole need to go back to law school. Y'all sure she went to law school? She's so stupid. She don't know what she's saying. That lady was very brilliant, and she knew how to get in even stuff that wasn't supposed to be in. So she got this down pat. She presented a stiff case, and his attorneys had nothing to combat it. Close by saying this. When I saw in the end that all they had to bring up was one person to say he was with us, when they already had somebody who was seen on camera getting in the car that said he was never with us. Now they have another person saying he was. So these two persons are going to fight over he was, he wasn't, he was, he wasn't. I said, damn, it's a guilty verdict. It's a guilty verdict. Remember, I said this. And we'll meet again tomorrow morning. God spare my life. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. Have a wonderful day. Remember that karma is real, and be good. I'll see you in the later. I'm out. Peace.